Hey fellow craft nerds, it's Liz, your official craft nerd, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be showing you 3 DIYs using canvases. So for this first one, I am using a canvas that I got from Michaels. The Michaels usually has really great deals on their larger canvases. You can get them in like 3 packs, 4 packs for like 10 bucks. And they are excellent canvases. So what you saw me do here is just remove the canvas off of its frame, and now I'm just trimming up all of the excess that I'm not going to be needing for this, because I am going to repurpose this piece of canvas. So here I'm using Waverly Antique Wax to give this frame a stain. And this is a very nice frame. I love these Michaels canvas frames. They're very sturdy. However, they do disassemble pretty easily, so just be mindful of that when you are painting these, but it works out perfectly. Once this is dried, I'm taking that canvas and I'm going to glue it back on to the back side of this. So I will put a line of hot glue down on one side, and then I am going to pull the canvas just slightly. So I want it to, tighten as I'm gluing it down, because I didn't want this to be a loose backed canvas. Now I will say I'm really disappointed because I lost the footage of the actual putting together of these trees, but this is garland that I got from Michaels during the grab bags that they have every year. And I have a ton of this garland, and I just thought it was so pretty, and I can construct it into a tree. Now, as you see here, I'm just kind of playing around with it, trying to get an idea. But the final project is I use these leaves to create 2 different trees that I just thought looked so special. And then the berries that are on the trees are also from this garland as well, as you can see there. And just to kind of top this picture off, I did use a little bit of burlap ribbon, created my own little banner, and I used the berry twines from Dollar Tree, as well as that cute little Farm Fresh tree sign that is one of those ornaments from Walmart. And of course, I just topped it off with a little bit of the Dollar Tree snow. And you guys, I don't know, I just think it's different and I love it. It's just very, very special. Okay, so for DIY number 2, we are going to be using the Dollar Tree canvases. And just before I get into this, if you guys don't already, check me out on Instagram and, go ahead and follow me there. I am posting new projects every single week, and I would love for you to join my Insta family. And of course, if you're new here, I would really, really love that you stick around and hit that subscribe button below. Make sure to hit the notification bell anytime I upload something new. And if you're a friend that's been around for a while, you guys, I appreciate you so much, and thanks for coming back. Now, what I did here, of course, as you've been watching, is I ripped off the canvas from this frame. And I'm not going to use it, well, actually, not for this project, but I will use it again. And these are jumbo popsicle sticks that I've gotten from Walmart. Now, what I plan to do here is glue them on the back end of this. And now I was using this little modeling clay tool that I have, carving tool or whatever, and using it to help pop out those pesky little, staples. Now, some of them wouldn't come out, so I didn't care about those, but I think it worked out just fine. And all I'm doing here is gluing these sticks down, because I want to kind of give it a faux wood type background. Now, I should have kind of measured them out a little bit better, because you'll see here at the end, instead of being able to just use full popsicle sticks, I have to kind of cut one and use a little piece of it at the end, because I didn't really measure these out right. I didn't place them down first to kind of see how many I was going to need. And had I done that, I would have known I wouldn't have needed to do that. I could have just used all full popsicle sticks here. And I think it takes about 6 just to cover the entire back. But as you can see, I started it up a little too high, so it left that little gap at the bottom, which I didn't like, so I just cut a piece of the popsicle stick off, and as you can see, just kind of like folded it out of there and glued that down on the bottom. Sometimes I work harder, not smarter, you guys. I do this to myself. Once the glue set, I noticed that some had seeped in on the inside, and I literally am using that same tool, and I'm using it to clean that glue out, and it worked perfectly. So I'm glad that that was the only thing I could find on hand to to help me with my project here. So going back with that Waverly Antique Wax, I am just giving this a coat, getting the whole inside, getting the outsides of this completely covered. Now I will say that when I did my second piece that was similar to this, and you'll see it in the final projects, I, instead of doing it this way, actually stained the popsicle sticks first and the frame separate, so that way there wasn't no seepage between the pieces, because I did notice with this, it did have like seepages that was coming out through the back, and you know, it was just kind of a little bit of a mess, but it still turned out the way that I wanted it to, so not a big deal. But you know, again, I tried different ways to see what works out better for me. So once this was dried, I knew that for one, I wanted to use this Mary ornament from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to use my red Waverly paint and lacquer to give this a coat, to give it that red pop. And this is, seriously, this is going to be a very simple piece, but I just wanted it to have that rustic, farmy look, I guess, and I wanted it to have just that little bit of pop of red in there. So as you see, I'm just going to place it on this. Now, at first I thought I was going to do it this long ways, but I then changed my mind and thought it would look better if it was horizontal. So once I get this in the position I wanted, I'm just going to hot glue this down. Then I'm taking some of those garland branches that the Dollar Tree sells as well, and I'm just kind of makeshifting my own little mini wreath, and I'm going to just hot glue this down as well. And here I'm just taking some of the red berries that were from a pick. I believe this pick was a Dollar Tree pick. I'm not sure. I've got so many of them just kind of laying around at this point that I forget where they're from at this point. I don't know. But they worked, and it gave it just that little extra bit of pop that I wanted on this wreath. Now, I didn't do footage of the second piece that goes along with this, but I will tell you, with that one, I did, again, stained the popsicle sticks in the frame. And then as far as the decoration went on the inside, I chose to use the little Christmas trees, the little bottle brush Christmas trees that the Dollar Tree has. And as you see here, and I took like some stuffing from a pillow to make the snow. It was what I had on hand, so. Okay guys, so for the last project here, I'm taking two of the Dollar Tree canvases, and this time we're not going to deconstruct them or pull them apart. I am actually just going to paint them. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time for this footage because I had my camera tilted slightly too far up, and you don't get to see a lot of the little parts of the paint jobs that I'm doing. So I'm just going to try to explain this as best as I can. But I'm just going to use that Waverly chalk paint and ink, and I'm giving both canvases a once over. And as you can tell, like, my chalk paint is running out, you guys. But anyway, I'm using these stickers. These are the poster board stickers that the Dollar Tree has, and I'm using them basically as stencils. So what I did was I put them down. Now, Of course, I didn't have enough H's and O's, so I'm going to have to reuse this one, which is why I did this first. But as you can see here, I just painted it down. Then I went ahead and dried it so I can peel these back up. And so what I'm doing is replacing them in the next area that I wanted. So I kind of did this a little backwards. It would be easier if you had enough of the stickers to do this, but I used what I had. And now I'm doing this because I want to show people that you don't necessarily have to have a Cricut or Silhouette to do these kind of projects. I do have a Cricut. I'm kind of obsessed with Cricut and have like all of their products. But in this case, I didn't feel like going through all the hassle of doing that with the Cricut. So I thought these poster board stickers would work perfectly. So definitely don't ever, think that you have to have those fancy machines to do this stuff. You really don't. I have them and I don't use them all the time. So definitely remember that these stickers and stuff, they work just as great. And I loved how this turned out. And as you can see, I'm still using that little molding tool. And the other side is like a pick. And I'm using that to pick those stickers off once they're dry. And you guys, once these pulled off, and they pulled off, easily, there was no problems, there was no leakage or anything. I was in love with this piece. And you'll see here, I just think this looks so cool. You guys, I just love it. So for the second canvas, I painted this thing entirely black. And then I wanted to show you some of the different stickers. Like, I am obsessed with Dollar Tree stickers. So I buy them, and I buy them, especially the letters, I'll buy multiples because you never get enough letters on one package. So, but I buy them all the time. These were the stickers I thought would look cute for this. And I wanted to kind of do just like a wonky way. I didn't want it all to be one, lowercase or one all uppercase. I just wanted to kind of go back and forth. And I thought this just gave it some character and it just looks super cute. So I'm using, again, that little, the pick tool to kind of help me navigate through, putting these letters down and making sure that they stayed in place, because I thought about using the transfers, the rub-on transfers, but those are even more, they can be difficult to use too. So I just thought these stickers would, they would be easier to come up and fix if something happened. And they were. And it didn't pull up any paint if they got stuck and I had to peel them back up. So that was a good thing. But you can use basically whatever stickers that you would want for this. And again, if you wanted to use your Cricut or your Silhouette to kind of come up with a word to put down there, that would definitely be an option as well. I just wanted to give you guys some options if you don't have those machines. Stickers, I like I said, I'm obsessed with Dollar Tree stickers. I feel like I'm always on the hunt for new cool stickers there. So, but anyway, I really liked how this ended up. Now, I did top both of these off when they were done with some Mod Podge. Now, I am still using my Mod Podge that has that big old chunk of glitter on the inside. And if anybody saw my Insta post not too long ago, I had done a project with glitter, and instead of pouring the excess glitter back into the glitter container, I ended up pouring it into my practically brand new bottle of Mod Podge. So instead of being wasteful and just throwing it away, I have worked around it. But what it did do for this was there are still pieces, of course, that are kind of coming out with it. So it's almost like a little glitter glue, and it's giving it just a little bit of sparkle and everything to the pieces, which I did not hate whatsoever. So This was the final pieces, you guys, and I think I'm obsessed. I love these so much, and this was so easy and cheap to make. So thanks again, guys, for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, hit that like button below. Stay safe, guys.